We're going to take a look at the setup for the edge dosimeter. To do this, we'll have to connect it to a computer. So we first connect the USB cable to the computer, connect that to a edge docking station, and then simply click in the edge to the docking station. Now we just turn it on the device, and we're ready to set up the edge through the DMS software on a computer. In the main landing page of the DMS software, click Setup. We now look through on this section of instrument communications to check that the correct device has been identified. So from family, we want noise dosimetry. From instrument, we want edge. And in this case, we'll be using the Edge 5, so from model, Edge 5. Now in this section here, we see the devices which are currently connected to the computer. As you can see, an edge docking station has been identified by the computer. So if we check this box here, all configurations will be sent through to that unit. Now moving into the main setup section of this screen, we're going to look at changing a few of the parameters which are displayed. So, heartbeat enable is a function we want to use, so we're going to check that box. And our peak weighting is going to be changed from Z weighting to C weighting. As you can see in the individual meter settings, this device is currently set up for US requirements OSHA. We're going to change meter 1 to EU requirements. So we'll first rename this one, EU. Threshold enable is not a function required for European requirements, so we're going to change that from enabled to an unchecked box. The exchange rate will be changed from 5 dB down to 3 dB using the arrow keys at the side of the box here. And our criterion level will be changed from 90 dB down to 85 dB. RMS weighting is currently set to A, which is correct for European requirements. All of these settings can now be saved as a new default setting. So we'll name this one EU, and when we press save, that new set of settings is stored here. This can also be set to default by right-clicking and choosing the option Set as Default. Now that the main measurement parameters have been correctly set up for Europe, we're going to look at the display. There are a number of measurements and parameters that can be shown on the edge device, and these can be scrolled through on the menu of the device itself using the up and down arrow keys. To choose which parameters are sent to the device, we look at the display position and item to display here in the DMS software. So for channel 1, that's currently set to the sound pressure level, SPL, and we can move down to Lmax, Lmin, the peak, dose, and L average. As you can see from the various channels that are available, currently only 6 have a parameter that will be displayed. To change any of these, simply click on the channel position and go to Set Selected Item. Here from the drop-down box we have a number of different measurements that can be shown. In this case we're going to select the runtime so that we know how long a session is lasting. For item display, that is now selected there, and this procedure can be repeated for any of the ones currently selected, be it off or one of the other measurement parameters. Once you're happy with the items that will be displayed here, we can again save these to this default setting, and finally go to Set Configuration. This will transfer all of the parameters set up from the DMS software to the device which has been selected here. So if we click Set Configuration, we get a pop-up asking us to check that we want to automatically clear the memory. Click OK. And looking down here at the progress bar at the bottom, sending setup to Bay 1 is currently shown. You can see now that that has changed to complete, so all of our setups have been transferred to the device. We can now remove the edge from its docking station, and this can now be used for sound measurements.